Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and can I extend a Céad Míle Fáilte to you all, and a particular warm welcome to our special guest today, Ambassador Sigcau, who's here with us from South Africa. I must say we had great fun over lunch talking about Nelson Mandela and the family connection and the friendship to the Ambassador and his family in the Eastern Cape, and indeed the First Secretary is also from the Eastern Cape. And one of our students who is here, I can't see where she is now, here, who's dressed in the traditional dress of the Eastern Cape. So thank you for that lovely gesture today to meet some of your colleagues from back home. Ambassador Sigcau, distinguished guests, colleagues and friends, it is a great honour to welcome you to the Douglas Hyde Theatre this afternoon. Last December, when Nelson Mandela passed away, there was a universal and shared sense of loss. We had lost our global godfather and a leader who, in Barack Obama's words, took history in the hands and bent the arm of the moral universe towards justice. The example which he gave to his fellow countrymen and women, and indeed to all citizens of this world, was one of dignity, compassion and forgiveness. Here in this country, there was a particularly strong bond with Mandela, perhaps best embodied in the bravery of the Dunn Stores workers not to handle South African food during the apartheid era. He was, of course, awarded the Freeman of Dublin in 1988, an honour which was conferred in July 1990, just months after he was released from prison. Nelson Mandela had an extraordinary understanding of the human condition. He comprehended people's weaknesses, their frailties, but he consistently encouraged people towards the better selves. There is no passion to be found playing small, he wrote, and settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. That is such a powerful message for each of us to fulfil our goals and our dreams. In an Institute of Higher Education, this is our foundation principle. Our goal as educators is to be agents for change, because it fundamentally, through our students and our graduates, that this country and the wider world can become a better place. Better in terms of how we care for those on the margins, better in terms of finding treatment for illness, better in terms of giving our young people a sense of self-belief and hope. Mandela said, "It is not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success." To our students, I say to you, be ambitious, aim high. You are the masters of your destiny. There is much that can be learned from the life of Nelson Mandela and for his courage, his resolution and indeed his vision. It is easy to think of Mandela as a modern-day saint, a title he himself avoided. "I'm not a saint," he said, "unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying." There is a lot in that, and we need to keep all of us on trying. Now I just would like to call on Monique and Justice to present a book of condolences to the Ambassador.
Now we'd like to call on Jason Gill, who is a local journalist, former newspaper editor and author. And Jason has written a poem about Mandela, a poem called No Mother Knows, that he's going to recite now and then present a copy of to the Ambassador. So Jason.
No mother knows. No mother knows how the child in the cradle can change the world. They say you were a solitary boy who lost love early, and there were some who said you showed to strangers the tenderness you lost as a boy. No mother knows the gurgles and cries are the first stirrings of a voice that will be heard by millions. No mother knows that the steps her solitary walking boy takes away from her over the trees and hills are the start of a journey whose steps will be heard by fishermen and kings, by priests and mothers and children not yet born, in places your mother would never see. They say a single human is too weak and small to change a world, but you spent your life proving wise ones wrong. They say revenge is the inevitable child of oppression, but you showed the world another way on that walk that cost you so much. They took the best years of your life, but you walked on to live better ones, to show a frightened world how twilight can be a golden thing. Your journey took less than 100 years. It will be spoken for many 1,000. Lay down your walking feet. Come home and sleep the dream of peace, like your mother sleeps.
Thanks a lot, Jason. Now I'd like to call on our guest of honour, Ambassador Sigcau, who is newly minted, I suppose you might say, in terms of the diplomatic corps, just arrived to Ireland in mid-February when he presented his credentials at Orson Milchtheron to President Higgins. So if I can ask you to give a very warm welcome, please, to Ambassador Sigcau to do his lecture on the
Thank you very much, President Director. When I get this invitation, I was told that I'm going to speak for an hour. And I think it's not enough for the man of Mandela's country. I must speak more than an hour or 5 hours to be just talking exactly about Dr. Nelson Mandela. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Kayen, Father Sheikh Kaisen, Executive Management of the Athlone Institute of Technology, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once more, good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me to share with you the triumph of Dr. Mandela's spirit. We are deeply honored to be associated with a South African and African, a global icon who became the founding president of a free democratic South Africa, and the late Nelson Mandela. Former President Mandela was endowed with the rare qualities which shaped the character so that not only South Africa, but the world over could benefit from his leadership skills. His strong beliefs in human values such as humility, ubuntu, respect, perseverance, selflessness, sacrifice, tolerance made him the renowned world leader he became. President Mandela paid dearly for his beliefs through imprisonment. In 1962, while at the height of fierce fight against the cruel, heinous system of apartheid, he stated, I quote, I was made by law a criminal, not because of what I had done, but because of what I stood for, because of what I thought, because of what conscience, close quote. He had respect for the views of others. He believed in collective wisdom and collective leadership. Paying tribute to his long-time comrade and friends, the late Walter Sisulu, President Mandela said, I quote, we have walked such a long road together, sharing trials and tribulations, danger, anguish, and fear, and also precious moments of joy, gladness, and laughter, close quote. This is the man who believed in working with people. President Mandela would always remind people that advances and progress are not the result of his work alone, but of the collective work of his colleagues and himself, both in the country and abroad. Still on his belief in collective leadership, speaking at the adoption of new Constitution of the Republic of South Africa in 1996, President Mandela said, I quote, let us give practical recognition of the injustices of the past by building a future based on equality and social justice. Let tolerance for one another's views create peaceful conditions which give space for the best in all of us to find expression and to flourish. End quote. Ladies and gentlemen, in order for us to be in a position to preserve the legacy of President Mandela, we should be able to define first characteristics that signify a magnificent triumph of the spirit of some of which are: 1. Perseverance beyond normal endurance. Commitment to a cause that is bigger than oneself. Patriotism, the love of one's country beyond selfish and partisan narrowness. Enormous ability to forgive. Dada Mandela taught us to forgive so that we free ourselves from the bondage that would hold us back from living a full and a fulfilled life. Dedication, hard work and commitment in the present is an investment into the future. Embrace the people of all color, creed and beliefs in your environment, even if their views dramatically differ from yours. A winning spirit and a conquering attitude will always make you see positive in any given situation. In each disappointment and challenge, there lies substantial opportunities. A belief in partnership across racial divide would make foes of yesteryears the friends of today. Dada Mandela taught us to let bygones be bygones. Realizing the power of sport to conquer prejudices, President Mandela embraced South Africa's 1995 Rugby World Cup ambitions, donning the Springbok jersey at a time when it was much maligned by the majority of the population. He knew that reconciliation without transformation and reconstruction would be meaningless. To the people of the world, President Mandela has been the beacon of hope and the pillar of the strength. In November 2009, the UN General Assembly, inspired by a call by the Nelson Mandela Foundation to devote 67 minutes of time to help others as a way of honor President Nelson Mandela, declared 18 July the Nelson Mandela International Day in the recognition and to acknowledge his contribution to the struggle for democracy internationally and the promotion of a culture of peace throughout the whole world. In conclusion, allow me to finish with a quote from his book, The Long Walk to Freedom. I quote, "I've walked that long road to freedom. I've tried not to falter. I've made mistakes along the way. But I've discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I've taken a moment here to rest, to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds me, to look back on the distance I've come. But I can rest only for a moment, for with freedom comes responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not yet ended." I thank you.
Thanks, Ambassador. Now the President is going to make a presentation of two items. The first is a copy of the AIT art catalogue that was produced a couple of years ago to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the foundation of the Institute. And the second item then is a piece of bog oak, which, while it might be very popular around the Midlands, it certainly isn't to be found natively in South Africa, I think we can safely say. And this one is a piece called Celtic Cloud, made by the studios out in Athlone. Okay, can I thank you once again for coming along this afternoon to hear the Ambassador's lecture on the legacy of Nelson Mandela. Thank you for your attendance, your patience and your interest, and enjoy the rest of your day.